Are you ready?
Wally has played George Michael again on Sports Chat with Neal and Wally.
Use the word jetapult. It's actually a word people don't realize.
Hey, little curveball. Got my fingers on the seams right there. This is the dog days of summer. Dog days of summer.
What is that?
Beat up Bulldog Johnny stole his belt and put it on. Roll call.
A spidget. A spidget.
What are you eating? What are you eating? You cannot win a pizza, Wally. You cannot win a pizza.
I won the pizza. I had 7. I hit 7 out of 7.
You're gonna have to pay for that.
Man, you got to be kidding.
You got to pay for that. You cannot win. I don't care if you hit 8 out of 8, 7 out of 7, whatever. You got to pay for that pizza right there. Come on, more. Come on.
There you go.
That ain't enough. Come on. That's for a small. You ate a large. That's enough for a medium. This will be large. Come on.
Noah and Blake.
You can't win a pizza.
Noah and Blake need
shoes,
man.
All right, that'll do it right there. So you're gonna pay for that pizza. You cannot win a pizza on the show. You're an employee.
Boy, that was some good Marco's pizza right there, baby.
When will he learn, folks? When will he learn?
Well, when the viewing audience starts beating me, go 7-0.
Y'all please beat him this week. Please. It's all I've heard is about this pizza. All weekend.
Double cheese, just like Home Alone.
Hey, welcome to the November 13th edition of Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. And hey, as always, you flipped it over to Channel 2, and we appreciate it. You could have chose something else, but you're watching us, and we sure appreciate it. And and you know what? I've opened up the wrong show on my laptop here.
There you go, man.
So you take over for a minute, and I'll find
Baby,
the right
this
one.
is just live. I mean, that's why everybody loves us, man. That's why I get folks like Coach Hogan, and all them come up to me at church and say, "Man, we just love your stuff."
I can't.
But no, what Neal was trying to say was, hey, Thanksgiving. The day 20th, Thanksgiving's on us, and Neal, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Hey, I get to ring the bell for Thanksgiving. You know why? Because my youngest son is practicing for the semifinal football game, and we get to stay here in Troy, and I'm as happy as a lark.
That's right.
Because Dave Bush used to tell me a long time, and Lee Hicks, Dr. Lee Hicks used to tell me a long time ago, when you're practicing on Thanksgiving, you have done something, brother.
That's right. I've heard that too. I've heard that too, man.
Oh, DeBose used to tell us that. So, but we're just going to be around, spend some time here in Troy, and Noah's in town, and of course I just sitting there just picked his brain all afternoon about Faith because they played Faith first round. Yeah. So he's probably like, "Dad, will you shut up? I don't want to hear nothing else." And so I've got the playbook.
Are you going to convey this over to Coach Hambright, or are you just compiling it all?
Let me tell you something. I'm sure Coach Hambright has already called Coach Jernigan and got the playbook. But anyway, that's it. What y'all going to do, man?
Well, Michelle's family's going to get together on Thanksgiving. We'll go to Diane and Kurt's out on the Elm Street place, and they'll have a big get together. But I will not be able to attend the Armstrong get together because the Armstrong get together is on Friday, and like you were just talking about, I'll be headed to Mobile on Friday to film a football game.
Oh man,
Charles Henderson football game, and hey. If you got something to do, like Wally was just saying, if you got practice on Thanksgiving and something to do on Thanksgiving break with high school football, you've come a long way.
You've come a long way. And speaking of a long way, man, Neal, what a special season for Charles Henderson. 10-1 so far. Friday night, they knocked off the #1 ranked and undefeated UMS Wright Bulldogs, 19-16. They now sit in the Final Four in 5A. And right before the show, folks, Dustin graciously went ahead and uploaded it, and I'm sitting here. Neal said, "Wait, I hear something in the background."
Wally's up here watching the game.
Yeah, I had to watch the goal line stance because everybody and the brother told me, "Hey, we couldn't watch it live. They had to watch the NFHS, and all they could hear was Neal and Wally in the background yelling." And I started getting chills, man.
You know nothing against those NFHS guys.
Yeah, they were good.
They weren't bought into the program for the last 40 years like me and you.
Yeah.
So they called the game like professionals. Parker Adams with the pass. reception, 10 yards.
10 yards.
Me
Exactly.
and you in the back, touchdown!
Touchdown, and
And that was funny that they could hear us. Over.
Exactly. They started giggling at one time, and I will say this, that, Neal and I mean, those kids are like their own. They're like we own them.
Yeah.
They're like our blood. And so we're hard on them, but we love them, and we encourage them. So that's the difference. You don't get that with that big box NHFS type stuff. You're going to get the love, and you're going to get the scolding, like when they do personal fouls, we get on them.
Yep.
Because they're ours, And
we feel like we might be able to teach them something.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We wouldn't do it if we didn't love them.
Didn't love them, that's right. Well, we're gonna travel down to Faith Academy down in Mobile this coming Friday. Faith was the third seed in the Mobile region. Wally, I believe it was UMS Wright was the 1 seed, Gulf Shores was the 2 seed, Faith was the 3rd seed, and Williamson was the 4 seed. Charles Henderson, to make it to the state championship game, is going to have to beat 3 out of the 4 seeds coming out of that Mobile region.
Wow.
That's a tough task.
That is incredible, man. And just, Mobile region is so strong. And then the other night when you and I were on Ralph Black's Coaches Connection, their commercial, I was talking to Coach Mark Snyder. And this is something he and I used to talk about a long, long time ago. When he coached at Goshen, let me tell you folks, and this is an easy setup. Goshen pulled from roughly 600 or 700 people in their community.
Right.
And that's who they got. Mobile pulls from 300,000 people. And when you do that,
it's not a fair fight.
It's not a fair fight. And it's not a fair fight for Charles Henderson as well.
No.
Or any of these teams. And it's been, I'm not harping on it. And I'm glad we won. And I think we're going to win Friday. But there's a big difference because we're drawing from what? 7,000 in Troy, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Big difference.
It's a big difference right there, but and why? Switching gears just a little bit, I hear that there's some backdoor rumors that the guys are going to get trailways for the trip. And listen up, folks. I don't know who all's watching and who all's listening or who all's going to hear our replay tomorrow or the next day. But if you're watching this show and you got anything to do with Charles Henderson City Schools front office or the school board, make this decision easy, please. These kids deserve it. Make this happen. Make this a special trip for those players. This needs to happen right here. Get those kids nice buses to go back and forth to Mobile on this Friday, point blank.
Yeah,
that's all.
And I'm gonna say this, and I can say this because I served on the city Troy Board of Education for 12 years.
Yep.
And I'm not calling any of them out, but I'm going to tell you this. If somebody has to call you as a sitting board member to ask to do this, you're not doing your job. And I'm sorry, and I'm not calling anybody out, but that is pathetic to no ends. That
step up to the plate.
Step up to the plate and do it right. That when I heard that, and I don't know, you hear rumors, but I hear that the school board wasn't going to help them. How pathetic is that? Yeah. And I can say that, and I can say it meanly because I've been there. I've bled and I sweat on that Board of Education
for 12 years.
For 12 years to do stuff for these kids and to make it, because they're only kids one time in your life. And if you're sitting on a mountain of money and you're not spending it on those kids for something like this, a shame. And I won't say nothing.
There you go. Okay. No, enough said.
Yeah, enough said.
Enough
And
said.
I can say that. I mean, because I've done it.
Yeah.
And I never got 1 cent. We never got paid.
Make it right.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Now, changing the whole subject.
Yeah,
Get off my soapbox. Cadillac Williams, man. Come on. What is he going to Auburn? That's what I want to know.
No, he's not going to be the next coach.
He's not going to be. He's winning, man.
He isn't the man. But I tell you, what an incredible feel-good story. I mean, what an incredible feel-good story. Mm-hmm. He's what Auburn needed in this story, which is this season. They needed Carnell Cadillac Williams to be himself and to spark the remaining of the season. They needed that. It was a great choice for interim. But Coach Carnell Williams, Cadillac Williams, he's not ready to be the man. He's not ready to lead an SEC program. Not just yet. Not just yet. This is big boy, big time football. He is a feel-good story. Don't get me wrong. And he's doing a great interim job, but he's not ready.
Well, let me change the common denominator
All
here,
right.
Neal.
Okay.
This Saturday, he beats Alabama and goes to a bowl and wins a bowl game. Put that in your cushion.
Well,
Well,
you're asking a whole lot right there. That's a whole lot right there. Alabama's a 26.5-point favorite according to the professionals in Vegas.
take Auburn.
Mate, I'm going to tell you what, if he pulls off those 2 wins, I'll retract my statement and I'll say he's ready to lead an SEC program. Time will tell. Time will tell, brother. But, I mean, you're asking a whole lot right there.
But hey, I'm at the Troy. You was at the Troy game too. We go
Yeah.
every time. I'm at the Troy game. I go in the box to get me a Diet Coke, and I just look at the thing. Alabama halftime, 17-0. Austin P. I didn't even know they even had a football school.
Austin P?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, they're big time.
Yeah, the Monopoly folks. Is that what they call them?
The governors.
I thought it was Monopoly people.
They're the governors.
The governors. Okay, all
You
right.
got to say it like you're from Selma, the governors.
Governors.
Yeah.
Like David Ames.
Like
the
David
governors.
Ames would say, yeah.
Okay, so if not Cadillac, then is it going to be Lane Kiffin, Deion Sanders, Hugh Freeze? Those seem to be the 3 names I'm hearing, Neal, and
Me too.
seeing on social media.
Yeah.
But can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Auburn's identity, historically, over the last 25 years, I'm going to tell you, their identity is hire somebody good, Chiswick. I thought he was a decent hire. Wins you a national
Barry
championship.
Bowden, undefeated.
Undefeated. Y'all fire him, fire Chiswick, fire Senator Tuberville.
Malzahn.
I mean, that's Auburn's identity. So I say that to say this.
All right.
Does Lane Kiffin, which is up and coming, Hugh Freeze, right there, do they drop what they're doing and come to Auburn and be in the same boat? I mean, that's what I'm looking at.
Those are the popular names, the one you mentioned, and Lane Kiffin seems to be the big name on the message boards. You know, the ones that are going around. The younger generation seems to be leaning towards Deion Sanders. The kids, the players, the college kids, they're all screaming Deion Sanders. We want Deion. I'm just saying what's out there, but they're screaming Lane Kiffin on the message boards, and the kids are screaming Deion Sanders. You know what that tells me? It's going to be Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, because they don't want to say that the crowd picked the starting quarterback, and I don't know. Freeze may just be the man. Freeze and Kiffin, they both just got large contract extensions, but when you're talking Yellowwood, money's not an object.
Tim Cook, who's the CEO of Apple.
Money is not an object.
It's just
I say this. This is the old Neal prediction right here. Watch Liberty's bowl game, and Auburn will name the head coach the day after Liberty's bowl game.
You think so?
I'm
That's
telling
your
you
thing.
right now.
That's
Auburn
your
will
thing.
name their head coach the day after the Liberty Flames play their bowl game. That's what my prediction is.
I'm thinking outside the box. Urban Meyer, Ogeron, somebody like that are under the radar right now.
I mean,
but y'all may have Bill O'Brien or Pete Golding. I mean, y'all, those are 2 good coaches right there, and I'm assuming they're going to be available in a couple of weeks.
So you're saying Alabama's coordinator's got to go? Both of them.
Oh my goodness! 17-0 halftime, folks. Austin P. Monopoly, folks, or governors.
But Coach Saban came out and said he thinks both of them are doing a great job. It's just the players are not executing on the field, man. I mean, Saban come out and gave him his blessing. Pete Golden and Bill O'Brien. But y'all are firing them both.
Got to go, man.
You're sticking with it.
I mean, you've heard me every week on this show,
I know,
man.
I know.
And then I get a couple of my buddies at breakfast shame me,
Yeah.
you know, and then the same one that shames me thinks Mac Jones is the best quarterback ever. That
They
dude got
won
sacked
today.
4 times.
They
had
won today.
50 yards passing. Yeah, he good.
All right, let me throw this out there. You ready?
Okay.
You threw your stuff out there with Auburn's coach. Let me throw this out there. How about Neil Brown to take Neil O'Brien's offensive coordinator position at Alabama? I mean, he's on the hot seat at West
I like
Virginia.
that.
He's probably going to be replaced at West Virginia. What you think about that?
I like that, man.
You do?
I like that a lot. I think Coach Neal Brown would be an excellent person for Saban to get into the rehabilitation program there. Because, I mean, Neal Brown's a good coach. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
We saw that. But anyway, dude, you know, just what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see Saban hiring him as an analyst, kind of a rehab position, but not sure about offense coordinator. I mean,
I mean, you're right, man. He probably end up. I was just throwing it out there, man, because Neal Brown's on the hot seat for sure. You know, they just canned their athletic director at West Virginia 2 weeks ago. So you know what happens after the AD gets fired, about 99% of the time. But
you know
anyway,
where? Hey, this ain't on our notes, but you know where I think he may land?
Where's that?
UAB, because that coach ain't really concrete yet.
No, he's not. He's
You
not
know,
winning
he's
like
interim. You know,
Yeah, he's interim. Yeah.
Wait and see. You might see Neal Brown in Birmingham.
And that is in our notes. He may land at a Conference USA for school or a MAC school, or maybe even back in the Sun Belt. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? But we'll see. But anyway,
Well,
I'm always going to keep up with Neal Brown and his staff because I loved them so much when they were here.
Yeah,
I got a
good
Neal
folks.
Brown shirt on from a bowl game right now.
That's cool. Well, listen, folks, man, we got a just great show tonight, and don't have sponsors, but that's how it is. But I'm gonna tell you what, y'all do not turn that dial. We got a great show. We got a lot to talk about, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna take it break right now.
All right, Dustin, break.
Hey. Mr. Neal, is this the crazy guy that does the sports show with you?
Yes, it is. Wally, what are you doing up here at Globe? How long has he been up here?
He's been up here for like an hour, and he hasn't moved, and he's scaring all the customers.
Wally, I know you said you were going to Globe to get Holly a birthday present, but you're taking this a little bit to extremes, don't you think? Acting like a mannequin? We're going to have to call the law. Come to Globe for all your needs up on the square. Globe Boutique.
3, 2.
Man, what kind of call is that? Are you kidding me? The ball bounced in front of the plate.
All right, he's out of there, baby.
What in the world? You can't see nothing. I'm over here. Over here. What? The ball
right down
bounced
the
in
middle.
front of the plate. Man, he needs to go to Troy Eye Care, 566-7172, and get those eyes checked immediately.
Oh man.
Wally, what are you doing at the UPS store?
My printer is jammed, man. I got to do 2,000 copies for the Penske file.
Well, why even worry with that little bitty printer and print one at a time, man? You're going to run out of ink. Look, UPS store does mass printing. They can print 2,000 or 3,000 copies. Cheap, fast, and efficient. Isn't that right? Yes, sir. I mean, why even mess with it? Come to the UPS store on Brothers Street. UPS store, all your printing needs. Man, did you see the size of that crowd, man?
Man, the Pompadour's that big down here, dude.
I don't know what it is, man. It must be these shirts. They like these shirts, man. Deep South Apparel, Pete Van Horn in Montgomery.
And heck yeah, man, they even go good, even salt water they canned up.
Saltwater fishing. Deep South Apparel in Montgomery. Call Pete Van Horn. Man, I'm out here at Firehouse Subs in Troy, and I ordered me a sandwich on my app. Best sandwiches in town. Firehouse Subs, Troy, Alabama. Wally, what are you doing? What are you doing up here at Firehouse?
Neal, they said for a fireman get free subs, man.
They don't get free subs. Firemen get discounts.
Oh, discounts.
But they know you're not a fireman.
Yeah.
Come on, I ordered on my app. It was super easy. I'll pay for yours. Come on in. What are you doing with the hose? What are you doing with the hose? So nice. Welcome to Firehouse in Troy. Come see them. Best subs in town.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Hey, Wally. Why in the world you got all these fans in the window, man?
Man, I was cooking a mess of chitlins and about burned my house down, man. My whole house smells like chitlins.
What is it, smoky in there?
Yes.
And you
These fans are going to help, I think.
The fans are not going to get the smoke damage out of your kitchen. You're going to have to call Alabama Restoration, 371-5591. Alabama Restoration. No mess is too big, especially not a little smoke damage in Wally's kitchen cooking his chitlins. Call them at Alabama Restoration.
Here's an Outback, towing an Outback, parked at Outback, parked Outback of Outback. Here's an Outback, towing an Outback, parked Outback of Outback. What in the world? Is that, what about the other one, Dustin? The thermostat. To the left, more presents. To the right, fewer presents. The thermostat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's good stuff right there, man. That's good stuff. All right, moving forward.
Well, anyway, that song was Taylor Swift, I think.
Was it? I got 2 tickets to.
You can sell those things for $1 million, right?
Man, they are selling like hotcakes. I mean, selling like hotcakes. Yeah, my son-in-law got it. Stayed online like 6-8 hours and got 2 tickets.
Well, you know, Ben Dunn stayed online 6 hours for Culture Club tickets.
He did?
Yeah.
Man, he's really ate up with his country.
He loves Culture Club and Boy George. He had the hat on the other day. You missed
Did he, with the feather?
For the feather, man.
Wow. I got to see that.
Love Ben Dunn, man.
I got to see that.
Love Ben Dunn. But anyway, over the weekend, Charles Henderson's Philip Scott, baby, I want to tell you something. He received an offer from West Liberty University.
And I mean, he played good.
Man,
he played good this last weekend. And
man.
If Philip Scott ends up going to West Liberty University, West Liberty's going to get a good one. They're getting a good one. And hey, we had some softball signings as well over the last week. We had four softball signings in the area. First, we have Kirsten Sunday from New Brockton. She signed to play with Enterprise State, and so good luck right there, Kirsten, moving on. Enterprise not that far from New Brockton, but still, there you go. And secondly, we had Enterprise High's Georgia Lessman, while she's going all the way to Iowa. Iowa, man. That's a long way from Enterprise, Alabama.
Bring your coat.
Well, good luck, Georgia, out in Iowa, and hopefully she'll do real well. Also, a couple more real quick. Megan Cochran from Wicksburg signed with Huntington. And lastly, Gracie Anderson from Rehoboth signs with Coastal Alabama South College.
All right, congratulations on that. And I saw where our buddy Troy University great quarterback Brandon Silvers, man, he got drafted in the XFL by Houston Rednecks. Roughnecks.
The
Roughnecks. That guy,
Dustin put up Brandon.
That guy is still getting after it, brother. Best luck to Brandon. The XFL gets underway second week of February. He will cover it, especially Houston, since that is where Brandon is. So
Yeah, we'll cover. We're gonna cover that for sure. I mean, as long as there's a Troy University player, there he is. Him, his mom, and his sister, I think. As long as Brandon is still playing some type of professional football, he's an ex-Troy University quarterback. We're gonna follow him.
Buddy, man, he broke every record there was down in Gulf Shores, man. You know, he played football at Gulf Shores High School down there.
I ain't no doubt about it, man.
Yeah.
But we will cover the not the Houston Rednecks, but the Houston Roughnecks, because Brandon is playing quarterback for them. But hey, before we get too far or too deep into this segment, I want to just take a moment and thank Chip and Cott Wallace, along with John Mike McCall and Bart Snyder, for inviting Wally and I to be on the WTBF Ralph Black Coaches Connection last week. And there we are. Right
yes, sir.
And man, that was so fun.
I love
it. I didn't do too good on my picks. Everybody else did. There we are down there at Monarchus in Brundage.
You ain't gonna ask me how I
How'd
did
you do
it?
on your picks? Undefeated.
Undefeated. I mean, just what do you do when you're that good, man?
I know. But it was a great show. We had a fun time on the WTBF Pick Show, and I wish there was a way that Troy Cable could work with WTBF. Kind of like Rick and Bubba.
You know,
Rick and Bubba's on TV, they're on radio, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Just wishing. But anyway, we had a lot of fun on the WTBF Pick Show, and maybe they'll ask us to do it again next week.
Heck yeah, man. They normally do. And there are a lot of people listen to that show, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
a lot of people, man.
They do it on Wednesday night, rerun it on Friday night.
Heck yeah, had a good meal at Monarchus.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, can't beat that.
That's right.
But, and also just a few more thank yous to give out. I'd like to say a thank you to local businesses that are making the Charles Henderson playoff games be on TV for replay during this playoff run. We have had Valeris Marketing, Piggly Wiggly Stores in Troy, Rogers Company, All-Star Collision, Bam in a Box, and Mr. Lee Baggett. Everybody, all of them contributed do the first 3 rounds, and we're not done, folks.
Oh, wow.
We still need a few more sponsors to make this game this Friday happen as well. Just inbox Neal or myself, and we will give your business promotions during the game. I think we got a Deep South Apparel's already committed.
Yep.
Crease Agency's already committed.
That's right.
And
Piggly Wiggly again.
Piggly Wiggly again. So that's 300.
Yep. Right.
So
and All-Star Collision.
All-Star Collision.
Yep.
So we're at what we need, 100 more or 200?
I'll have to look. I need to talk with Troy Cable and see if we're doing the. We're gonna do the
audio
and the replay, or just the replay, and I'll know that in the morning at some point. So then we'll know how much money we need to raise.
Yeah, that's good. And everybody's been so gracious doing that. And also I need to say this as well. Thank you, Pike County Board of Education and Jackson Hardware in Brundage, downtown Brundage. They sponsored the Pike County versus Mobile Christian, and Dustin was gracious to let me. You had some prior engagements, but Jane Sparrow and myself went down to do that game and had a good time. It was cold, but again, Dustin, if you're listening, thank you so much for having confidence and Neal and Wally's Productions to do that stuff. We have a good time. I love it. And people come up to us, man. And I get a big head, man, when they just say, we just love hearing. Well, and we put the comedy to it, so maybe we got something good going on. Because I guess if we wasn't doing good,
I don't know why people will listen to us, but they do.
They do. One day, I guess, Mr. Camps and Dustin will say, hey, y'all no good no more. Move on.
They may tell us to move on. But yeah, to be able to have those kids on television and on YouTube and on Facebook, they'll remember that for the rest of their lives.
Oh, yeah.
They'll talk about it, and they can replay it and talk about it with their mamas and daddies while they're watching it, or have a little pizza party and watch it, and talk about this play and laugh during it. And
all
this
heck
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
man.
And shoot, man, it's just,
Also-
it's special. It's special. Football in high school is special, but playoff football in high school,
It's really special.
well, you're exactly right. And to be able to, and the Alabama High School Association knows that. They know that, and they put their price on it, and they make you pay. And like we've been saying for the last 5 minutes, I want to thank all those local businesses that put those Pike County High Bulldogs and those Charles Henderson Trojans on television, on Facebook and YouTube over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Really special for those kids.
And before we go to this next commercial break, before we get to the playoff stats, a big special thanks to our good guy, Mike Amos, calls. If it was not for Mike, none of this would have happened. He started this stuff, folks, back in 1988.
He started the dominoes falling.
Exactly. And every Charles Henderson High School football game is on catalog right here. Unbelievable.
That's right.
All calls of Mike. Hey, we got a short break to take before we start calling out, because we got to see who won Marco's Pizza of the Week, man. So
I got a feeling I know.
okay, but
I know who's not winning the Marco's Pizza of the Week. And that would be an employee of Sports Chat with Neal Wally.
Oh, my goodness.
Or somebody
Folks.
that has an input on the show.
Yeah.
That legally,
Legal.
lawyers say cannot win.
well, we got lawyer sponsors. I'm gonna call one of them and sue you. Not I wouldn't sue the company, but I'll sue you.
We're going to take our second commercial break of the night. We'll be right back. Just stay with us, folks.
Hey, Wally, what you got us out here in this field for?
Neal, I finally bought a brand new boat.
A boat, man. Show it to me. Look at that. What?
Got it on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yes, sir.
The USS Alabama?
Yes, I gotta get some insurance.
Well, you're going to need to call the Crease Agency. They sell insurance on everything. How you going to get it back to Troy?
You got a trailer, don't you?
I don't got a trailer. I hope you didn't buy any beachfront property in Arizona on Facebook. Call Crease Agency for all your insurance needs.
Look at this, what we got, Sully.
What are you doing, Wally?
Man, our game warden gave me a ticket, Neal.
Game warden gave you a ticket. Are you hunting on the right property?
Well, I thought this was my property right here, man.
Do you know where the lines are?
Not really.
Man, you need to contact the PLS group. They do all the land surveying you need. If you're building a house, building property, marking property, you're hunting land so you know where to go. PLS group, 403-4234. Give them a call.
Do I get a get out of jail free card?
No, you don't get a get out of jail free card.
Man, what in the world? You just dang T-bone me right here. What in the heck? Playing with tickets?
Wally, did you have a wreck?
Mr. Wally?
Man, this girl right here playing with this fidget spinner, texting on the phone and T-bone me right here in the parking lot. I was about to go pay my speeding ticket.
Right here at the police station?
Yeah.
Well, luckily at the police station, we can just call All-Star Collision 808-8822. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Can I have a fidget spinner back?
Yeah, you can
Please,
have it.
Miss Ron.
All she's worried about is a fidget spinner. Call All-Star Collision for all your accidents. 808-8822.
You gained donuts?
Oh man, what a nice day with the windows down. Yeah, cruising right along, man. Just running around Troy.
Hey man, what's that smell?
What do you mean? That's Hook's barbecue, man.
Oh, that's
what?
Hooks? Oh, I'm going to Hooks, brother. Oh my God, hold on! Good Lord, whoa! Hooks, baby.
Good Lord, help us all. He about killed us. Good gracious.
Neal, call Jason Jones.
What is it?
Out of oxygen, man.
Oxygen? You got your snorkeling device right there. What do you mean you're out of oxygen?
Oh, all this is to show people where you are, man.
What's that? Why you can breathe through that?
I need to call Jason.
Unbelievable. Jason, can you bring some oxygen from Jones Medical Supply down to St. Andrews State Park at the Jetties? Wally needs some oxygen. Call Jason Jones for all your oxygen needs.
Moving on up to the big time.
What's going on, Monopoly man?
Oh man, Neal, I have
You got money going everywhere.
I have bought up every bit of Troy, Alabama, but I'm missing a few spots right down here. Who can I call?
Man, you need to call Toby and Dina Adams at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. They'll let you finish buying all of Troy and Pike County. They're the best agents in town. They will work the hardest to get you the best deal. Give them a call, 566-4765. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Hey, they're dealing at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. Hey, what's going on today?
Mr. Neal, do you know this guy? He comes here every day for breakfast and lunch.
This guy over here?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I do know him.
Man, look at the size of this chicken right here, man.
Oh my God, Wally, how many days in a row have you eaten here?
Every day, bro.
Come out to the Pig Cafe, Monday through Friday, breakfast and lunch. The biggest cat head biscuits for breakfast and the crispiest fried chicken for lunch. Come out to the Pig Cafe.
Kiss. Did I get it?
Yeah, man.
Never heard that song before, but I knew it was Kiss. All the great songs from Kiss, and you're gonna play something that nobody knows.
That's their most popular song ever.
Wally Loudon. Nobody even knows what it was.
I bet that's Cold Gin. That's what got on. Ask Mark
Cold
Head. When
Gin.
you see Dr. Mark Head, ask him.
Well, Mark Head's a big Kiss fan. He's gonna say that. I'm talking about the general public that watches our
They
show.
would say, "Oh, that's Cold Gin." No.
Y'all haven't helped me. And him and his music, all the good songs from Kiss, he's gonna play something that nobody knows.
Hey, somebody said I was praying during the
You were.
UMS Wright game.
You
I don't
were.
remember that. You
You
sure?
know, you blacked out.
I blacked out.
Yeah, it started going, go Jesus, please, Lord, help us right here. We need a stop on this, please, Lord. I'm not gonna ask you for nothing else.
I don't remember saying that.
I did, and I came back and said, folks, Wally is now praying that we win this ball.
Barry McKnight's wife said, "We heard you praying." On their broadcast.
Well, you did.
I don't recall. I'd say the Lord spoke to me. You know?
The Lord.
But I don't recall. I can't wait when I get home from this show and watch
You
the
did.
replay.
You did. You prayed.
I prayed.
Out loud on the broadcast. Yes.
I don't recall.
Lord, please, Jesus, help us right here. Please, Lord, help us. We need your help.
Folks, and whoever's watching that replay, well, I guess that's a good thing. But okay, let's talk about a good thing. Let's recap some of these games.
Recap some of these scores.
All right, Mobile Christian at Pike County. The Bulldogs couldn't overcome the loss of two standouts early in the game. A rash of penalties, 4 turnovers, and a stout Mobile Christian defense. Falling to the Leopards, Neal, 27-7 in the 3A state quarterfinal game at Bulldog Stadium. It was packed. Atmosphere was good. Hey, the Bulldogs lead with an 8-4 record, man, a year after finishing 0-9.
I mean,
hey, Coach Hurt,
yes.
you getting a bell ring.
Absolutely. And probably up for Coach of the Year.
Oh, my goodness. Incredible what's he done. But the Bulldog offense, which only had 1 first down and 29 yards to 3 quarters of play, had its best drive of the night with toss sweep to Zay Carlisle, earning 38 yards, and Mobile 37. And let me tell you, folks, the first play of the game, Ian Foster went out with a hip injury. First play. And then a bogus Mobile Christian, which Johnny Bulldog called that show and says, I don't know why they called themselves Mobile Christians, because they
weren't acting like Christians.
I started laughing so hard, I loved it. But anyway, they threw a punch first at Nemo Williams, and Nemo retaliated, and the rule of thumb, the second guy always gets it. But it was a great game. Score didn't do any justice. It was only 7-0 halftime. I mean, so Pike County defense just got worn down, and they just couldn't overcome. But anyway, tough one for Pike County.
Yep.
All right, Thursday night, Charles Henderson played UMS Wright at the Vet. It will go down probably the biggest goal line stands in Charles Henderson's football history. Clinging to a 5-point lead with just 2 minutes left, Charles Henderson stopped UMS Wright quarterback Sutton Snipes on 4th and 1 sneak.
It was more like 4th and a foot.
Preserved the lead. And let me tell you, and I read it all over the news, Coach Hambright put Benton Dunn up there, up front. Put the beef and what I call the big toolbox. And that guy came over, and Damian Hart just waylaid him. And
Damian Hart dove over everybody and grabbed the shoulder pads and the jersey of the quarterback during the sneak.
And just unbelievable, man. That defense, just good gracious, it's just incredible. Anyway, after that happened, 19-6 over top-ranked and previously undefeated Bulldogs. Another defensive stand earlier in that third quarter, Neal, I don't know if you remember, proved to be as big as the Trojans' win. With that win, with things going UMS Wright's way to start the second half after onside kick recovery, touchdown drive, forced a 3-and-out. The Bulldogs set up Charles Henderson's 8 after 44-yard punt return to stand out Cole Blaylock. UMS Wright was seeking to open some cushion to a 14-13 lead, but that Blaylock, good grade, he was a workhorse, buddy.
He was one of their best players.
Yeah, exactly. Charles Henderson's Grady delivered a clutch play sacking Snipes on that rollout third down. It was huge, man. Good gracious.
Zion Grady, he came to play and shined right there when they needed him.
Yeah, and then UMS Wright, they decided to go for a field goal, 35-yard field goal try. The snap was a little behind and up off the shoulder. He bobbled it, and it fell on the 23-yard line with 2 minutes and 40 seconds. All right, here's some good stats. Touchdown pass was third of the night for Parker Adams to Jaiwan Boyd. Adams finished 13 of 17 for 161 yards. Boyd catching 4 passes for 62 yards with 3 scores. Wow. Frazier led the running game with 82 yards. The play of the game, though, again, was the goal line stance, just incredible. And Neal, I got to say something.
Yeah.
We've never done this before, but I normally do the player of the week, reviewing the stats. I got to give player of the week this week to that offensive line.
The whole line.
The whole line.
All
And
5
I'm going to tell you, listen, they blew their opponents out. This is the number 1 team ranked in the state of Alabama, 5A. And Parker just had time to check his Facebook page. Parker had time to call his girlfriend. Parker had time to order a Marco's Pizza.
They were blowing holes for the running backs.
Yeah, and just unbelievable.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. The offensive line played their game of the year.
Exactly.
They dominated that game.
And let me tell you, folks, Connor Jones, left tackle, Benton Dunn, center, Phillip Scott, right guard, Sterling Sharp, left guard, Zamir Caffey, right tackle. Those are 5 pizzas. Now, let me tell you something. I won the 7 things, so I'm giving mine graciously up. We got another little sponsor that's going to help us, but I want to tell you 5 guys.
5 pieces.
Yeah, 5. I want to tell you these 5 guys something. Y'all won. Y'all deserved it. But, hey, share it with some of your other linemen that you got to rotate in and out because they also got accolades, but y'all are the beef of it, the toolbox, the toolkit.
The Charles Henderson offensive line is the Marco's Pizza player
of the week. So they get 5 rings. Here we go.
5 bells.
5 bells.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. And I got a few cliff notes just to say something. To tell you about the Charles Henderson real quick. Austin Ingram in 2014, he was a quarterback. His season single record at Charles Henderson, he threw for 2,242 yards in one season, 177 for 314 and 28 touchdowns. Folks, listen to this. Parker Adams is 160 yards away from beating his first cousin
In a single season
in
record.
a single season record. He has right now 2,082 yards, and he has 25 touchdowns. Dude, that's
Incredible.
That's incredible.
That's good stuff.
And Jawan Boyd is like 300 yards from beating John Johnson's career record. Unbelievable. I'll keep y'all up to date with that. That was my clip.
John Johnson went on to play D1 football for Troy and was probably one of Troy's better receivers.
Better receivers, exactly. All right, Highland Home versus Clark County. Highland Home's defense limited Clark County to 127 yards of total offense.
0 points.
Unbelievable. 67 on the ground and 62 in the air, and intercepted Neal 3 passes. Incredible. Quarterback Bryce McKenzie completed 8 of 18 for 193 yards. He also ran 22 times for 90 yards. And another TD for the Flying Squadron. He threw a 15-yard TD pass to Kadarius Shepard in the first quarter and ran one for a 1-yard TD. Highland Home's A.J. Johnson also scored on a 2-yard run. They just dominated.
Yeah,
Good gracious. And then, sadly, Leroy put out Brantley, the number 2 team in the state, 42-14. Quarterback Braden Hubner ran for 3 touchdowns for Leroy and passed for 2 more in the rout of the second-ranked Bulldogs. The Bears defense held Brantley. This blows my mind here. They held Brantley, and you'll never hear this again, to minus 2 yards rushing.
Oh, my gracious, really?
And only 134
I'm sure
yards.
a bunch of sack yardage right there.
Unbelievable.
Still,
minus 2 yards. I would never believe it. But let me tell you, Leroy better eat their pizza and have a good time because they ain't beating Millery this week. That's one of the toughest teams in the state. Brantley was 10-3 on the year. Jaden Parks had a great year. Exactly. Good luck to him and all that. And you want to read the scores?
Yeah, let's go. I'll go first.
Okay.
Auburn 14, Central Phoenix City 13. That was an upset.
Yeah.
But, you think it's an upset because Phoenix City was ranked number 1. But Auburn beat Phoenix City in the regular season.
Yeah, and I've talked to Coach Dunn. Well, I asked him a couple weeks ago about that game. He said, Wally, wait, we'll watch Auburn. And he was right, man.
Yep.
Good coach.
Charles Henderson 19, UMS Wright 16. In more 5A action, Ramsey 27, Leeds 19. Andalusia 35, Anniston 28. One time Anniston led that game 28-0.
Wow.
St. James 40, Thomasville 15. BB Comer 28, Reeltown 22. Leroy 42, Brantley 14.
Thompson 40, Hoover 13, Faith Academy 20, Gulf Shores 14. Pleasant Grove 41, Arab 38.
That's Northern Bracket 5A action.
Yeah, Catholic 21, Hanley 14, Mobile Christian 27, Pike County 7, Highland Home 19, Clark County 0, Millery 41, Sweetwater 6.
I didn't see Sweetwater getting beat that bad after
Man,
being
Millery's just. I think they got like 9 D1 players on their team. Somebody said they
great,
incredible.
And staying with high school football scores, Wally, the AISA had their state championship series in Montgomery and Crampton both. And Lee Scott wins the 3A AISA championship by beating Glenwood 35-21. Now you got to think Glenwood was sitting back going, "We ain't got to deal with Pike Lib. We got this. We got this." And Lee Scott comes up and clips them.
Yep.
How about that?
Sure enough.
So congratulations, Lee Scott, on the 3A AISA championship. And Patrician wins the 2A AISA championship, beating Clark Prep 60-0. Now, Wally, a championship game 60-0? Woo! It's supposed to be closer competition than that, isn't it? Anyway, Patrician wins the 2A AISA championship. And in the 1A, Lowndes Academy wins the 1A AISA championship by beating Jackson, who previously beat Crenshaw County last week. They beat Jackson 24-6. So your 3 AISA winners are Lee Scott, Patrician, and Lowndes Academy.
Exactly. Hey, and I know we got 2 more breaks to do, so we're going to go ahead and take this one more break, and then we'll come back and talk about the playoffs and beat Wally picks. So we'll be right back.
We'll take another commercial break and be right back. Dustin, run commercial.
Hey, Wally, what you got us out here in this field for?
Neal, I finally bought a brand new boat.
A boat, man. Show it to me. Look at that. What? Got it on Facebook. Facebook? Yes, sir. The U.S.
Why in the world? Why are you measuring
measuring this gigantic air conditioner out here at this warehouse.
Neal, I'm putting a brand new unit in my house, man.
You cannot put an air conditioning unit this big at a residential house. You need to call Terry Moats with A1 Services. He'll get the square footage of your house, put you in an air conditioner, heating unit, everything you need. Call Terry Moats at A1 Services. You don't need a unit that gargantuan. Call Terry Moats at A1 Services, 566-4220. Man, I come over to check on things. What are you doing trying to beat that bush up?
Neal, my trimmer battery went dead, so I had to get this bat and try to trim this up.
You're not going to be able to knock it out with a bat. You got to call professional bush trimmers like Blake Turner with Turner Mowing. 465-0600. Call Blake Turner. You're going to fall off that ladder, man. Just quit right now. Let's call Blake Turner. Hey, call Blake Turner 465-0600 for all your yard needs. Man, what's that noise? What are you doing with that air conditioner heating unit?
Neal, my air conditioner went out last night, and I tell you what, I watch YouTube, and I know how to do all this stuff now.
Look, Wally, this could be really dangerous, man. You need to call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling. 268-0917. Licensed, insured, and bonded. You need to call Matt Johnson, Wally.
Hey, Neal, what does this red thing do?
Don't pull on the red wire. That could be dangerous, man. What'd you do? Don't pull on that red wire. Good gravy. Now you've done it. Call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling. Wally, what are you doing with that hoe?
Neal, with inflation and the price of groceries, I decided to deal my own garden, brother.
Wait a minute. Number one, this ain't even your property. This is Mr. James Sparrow's property. You live across the street. And second, the HOA rules you can't have a garden. Prices are not that bad at the Piggly Wiggly. Come on, let me show you. Come on with me. Now look, greens, peaches, collards, look over here. Apples, fruit, veggies, all here at Piggly Wiggly in Troy. And also the best meat selection in Troy, right here at Piggly Wiggly's. 2 locations in Troy, Alabama. And also the most important thing, you're shopping local. Come see them at the Piggly Wiggly's in Troy, Alabama.
You know this guy?
Yeah, I know. Wally, what are you doing, man? What in the world?
Nice Bronco.
Why are you hugging the Bronco at Bill Jackson Ford?
Because I want a Bronco, brother.
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez. Well, you can't just be out here hugging vehicles. You got to talk to the salespeople. What are you doing?
Kicking the tire. You know they say you got to kick the tire before you buy a new one.
You got to kick the tires. Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. Also, Bill Jackson Chevrolet across the street. Hey, they got new vehicles on the lot. Come see them. Man, I'm up here at Southern Grill and Patio. Look at all these big green eggs, all these accessories, man. It's all you want with the big green eggs. Wally!
Neal, look at the size of this big old green egg here, man. Look at this thing.
That's a big old green egg. You can't get a green egg that big unless you're a platinum green egg dealer like they are at Southern Grill and Patio. Check out this new store up here on Grundy Street, right next to Troy Cable, along with Town and Country. Come visit the new store, the new layout. Look at all these big green egg accessories over here. Come see them at the new location on Grundy Street. Get you a big green egg, because I'm going to get me one.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. What song is that?
Yesterday's Gone. That's a live version, so you can't understand much about it.
I knew that was coming.
Why not play the perfectly recorded digital version?
I'm not wired that way, man. I'm wired as a live, feel good, you're there, listen to it.
All right. Hey, let's go over these playoff upcoming games.
Okay.
Or do you want to?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Milry at Leroy, St. James at Mobile Christian, Charles Henderson at Faith Academy. Auburn's going to play Thompson on 11:30 in Auburn.
5 days later, next week.
Yeah, next week. Highland Home at BB Comer. Ramsey at Pleasant Grove, and then this is the crazy one. Andalusia is at Montgomery Catholic, but they're not playing at Montgomery Catholic.
Why not? I wonder.
I don't know. I guess cause the draw.
Yeah.
They're going to play that at Crampton Bowl.
Okay. All right. Then.
Crampton Bowl.
So Andalusia and Catholic will be at Crampton Bowl and not on the home campus.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder would that make a difference? Am I crazy, or is Andalusia and Catholic already played?
They already have.
Who won that game? You know?
Catholic.
Catholic.
Stomped them. Yeah.
Oh, it was close at halftime, and
And then
Catholic
Catholic
won.
came
I
back.
remember that.
And
game.
Andalusia, remember that?
I remember that. I do.
All right.
What about the beat Wally? What games would you want to do?
Okay, the games we're going to do is Andalusia at Montgomery Catholic at Crampton Bowl, St. James at Mobile Christian, Highland Home at BB Comer, and that's going to be the total points game.
Okay.
Charles Henderson at Faith Academy, Ramsey at Pleasant Grove, and Milry at Leroy.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to put them on tonight, and I got a cool picture I'm going to surprise Neal with tonight. So
We've had a good time with those pictures this year.
oh yeah, everybody liked them, man. I change them up every week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so, hey, get on our Facebook page, Sports Chat with Neal and Wally, and make those picks, and you could win a free Marco's pizza, a large one top.
yeah, it's like a $15 value. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
and it's free.
free.
Might as well play.
Yeah.
And hey, a little bit of high school basketball. Let's sift through that just real quick. Wally Pike Arts is off and running in its first basketball season in the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and off to a little bit of a rocky start. They're currently 0-3 on the year. They lost to Trinity 67-18. They lost to Abbeville 67-18, and to Strawn 51-34. The Patriots back in action this week in a tournament, and they also play Tuesday versus Northside Methodist. We'll try to round those scores up when they happen.
Hey, Charles Henderson, they're off running the basketball just the opposite Pike, though. They're off to a hot 2-1 start. They have beaten Pike Road and Marbury 72-42 and Park Crossing 65-64. They dropped their opener to Pinson Valley 87-62. They will face Auburn on Wednesday this week.
Yeah, Carroll of Ozark, they're off to a hot start too. Wally, they're 2-0. And they beat Daleville 50-46 and Cottonwood 62-40. They got Andalusia tomorrow night.
Yep. Brantley, Ayrton, Elba, New Brockton, Highland Home, and Luverne have yet to tip off their basketball season, but the defending 7A champs are 1-0 in the year. The Enterprise Wildcats beat Opelika, however you want to say it, 68-61 to open their year. Enterprise has Oak Mountain tomorrow.
That'll be a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Daleville's 1-1 on starting the year. They beat Emmanuel Christian 66. They beat Emmanuel Christian 91-66, and as formerly mentioned just a second ago, they lost to Carroll 46-50. Dale County started 1-2. They beat Northside 54-40, but fell to Zion Chapel 64-74, and beat Headland and lost to Headland 35-45 as well.
Okay, Zion Chapel is 1-2 so far. And as you just stated, they beat Dale County 74-64, but have followed to Abbeville and Florella.
Hey, we need to get our last break of the night in, and when we come back, we're going to hit on Troy University football, Alabama and Auburn. It's Iron Bowl week, folks. Stay with us for this last 6-7 minutes of the show. We'll be right back after this last set of commercials. Dustin, run the last.
Why in the world? Why are you mad? Breaker 19, I got cleared for a takeoff in Troy.
Whoa, Mr. Neal. Yeah. Mr. Neal, what is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. Wally, you don't have a pilot's license. I've already told you. I'm sorry, ma'am. Look, you got a CDL license. You need to call Tyler Transport at 566-7474. They're hiring every day. Those beautiful 18-wheeler rigs got those glide packages. Call Tyler Transportation if you need a job driving.
Here I come,
Get out of here. Good gravy. Hey, what are you doing, man? What in the world? What's happening? Unbelievable. Back up. Put it in reverse.
I need a mechanic.
Unbelievable. What have you done in there that caused all that smoke? I watched a YouTube video. Unbelievable. You got to take the thing to Road Mart where they know how to fix vehicles, a mechanic. Take the vehicle to Road Mart on 231 North. Don't be like Terry, Wally. 566-3413, Road Mart, 231 North in Troy. It's so good to be back at Preston. I'm so hungry. I'm hungry too. You ready? What are you doing?
Kelly Tater.
What are you doing? Wally, that's somebody's food.
What kind of a nut are you?
I'm so sorry. He gets in a trance when we come to Preston. I apologize. He is a nut job. Hey, snap out of it, man. Oh, that's not yours.
Oh, we're Preston's on.
Come out to Preston's and get your own Kaylee Tater. Man, hey, what are you not coming in to get some Crow's chicken and brundage?
I need some nugget sauce, man.
I'd like a nugget dinner with extra sauce and roll. Don't worry about him. He's all hanging up in the door.
Lord bless it. Nugget dinner.
We're going to eat it here. Crow's and brundage.
Frozen brundage.
Well, hey there, Mr. Wally. How you doing?
Doing
doing well.
Good. How'd you get in here?
I better not tell you.
They don't even open till 4.
Well, I'm waiting to hear Mr. Lenny Traver play, and I'm gonna give me one of these bad boy steaks that they won an award for.
Best steak in the state. Also, best catfish awards a couple years in a row. Hey, my personal favorite is the fried shrimp and the cheese grits. Also, not mentioning the cheese biscuits that come out before the meal. You're gonna love that.
I know.
And a little live music, like you said, Mr. Lenny Traver, you can't beat it down at the old barn in Goshen, Alabama. Come see them.
Come see us.
That hurts. What's wrong now?
Rattlesnake done bit me.
Unbelievable. Well, why are you at Southern Animal Hospital with Dr. Steve Bear?
Dr. Bear told me he had some antivenom for
Oh
me.
my goodness. Now he does have a vaccine for dogs to help protect from venomous snake bites. He also has antivenom to help protect animals from snake bites, but not for humans. Goodness gracious. We got to go to the ER. Hey, back to the action. We got just a few minutes left. Wally, Troy is one fluke play away from being 10-1 on the season, but they're 9-2 after beating UL Monroe yesterday in Veterans Memorial Stadium. They beat them 34-16. Gunnar Watson, after being in the hospital on Monday with an appendix issue, went the distance at quarterback for the Trojans. He was 10 for 17 for 78 yards. The Trojans leaned on the ground game where Kamani Vidal had a career day. He rushed the ball 29 times for 241 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. The Trojans totaled 263 yards on the ground as they pounded the ground on the Warhawks and just wore them out. The Trojans defense, without their leader, Carlton Marshall, who was held out of the game with a hamstring injury, held the Warhawks to 145 yards in the air and 83 on the ground.
Wow.
Troy's got a great defense, man. The Trojans close the season and can win the Western Conference Saturday in Jonesboro, Arkansas. They take on the Red Wolves in Arkansas State. That game is at 2 p.m. on ESPN+.
Man, I did see the guy, Terry Bowden, come all the way around when that guy got hit.
Yeah.
He's pretty chunky like us, man. I didn't think Terry Bowden was that big.
He's wide. He's not tall.
Yeah, he eating some hamburgers, some Preston hamburgers. Okay, Alabama hosted Austin Peay and wins 34-0. Bryce Young was 18 for 24 for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns and played the entire game. Okay, Chase McClellan led the Tide on the ground with 17 carries for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Roydell Williams pitched in 10 carries for 51 yards. The Alabama defense was able to stifle the Governors, or the Monopoly guy, to 147 passing yards and 59 rushing while shutting them out on the scoreboard. It is now Iron Bowl week, so Alabama will host Auburn this coming weekend. Alabama's early 26-point favorite, bet the house on Auburn. There ain't no way Alabama going to put 26 on. You know, I really believe Auburn could beat Alabama.
Well, listen, Auburn and interim head coach Cadillac Williams hosted Western Kentucky yesterday, and after the game being tied at 17 at the half, Auburn pulled away to win 41-17, including a pick six and an emergent running game in the second half. Robbie Ashford was 8 for 19 passing for 102 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Tank Bigsby ran the ball 18 times for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jarquez Hunter also rushed it 13 times for 109 yards and a touchdown. Again, Auburn really leaned on the running game as well, as we all know, through Cadillac Williams, who wants to run the ball. And as Wally stated, it's Iron Bowl week, baby. Alabama's hosting it. Auburn will go up to Tuscaloosa, and I'm going to say Auburn's going to have to play their best game of the year just to make it competitive and even have a shot to win.
I'll say this, Neal. I think it'll come down to a field goal game. I think it'll be a competitive game. I really do.
Well, you know, it was supposed to be a blowout last year, and it wasn't. So anything can happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Hey, there's some other news, man. Anchor's down, brother. Vandy.
Two SEC games in a row. While the first time they've won 2 consecutive SEC games since 2018. The Doors beat Florida yesterday in Nashville, 31-24. Vandy, baby.
Vandy's never had a bell ring.
Michigan and Ohio State play each other this week, so somebody's going to have a loss. What about South Carolina just embarrassing Tennessee, 63-38, man?
Killed, man.
Woo! Tennessee defense gave up 63 points. That's not a
playoff caliber defense. Hey, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thank you very much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Keep it cool. We'll see you next week. Everybody stay safe.
Breaker 19, I got cleared for a takeoff in Troy.